This case was actually initially flagged for me by Amber Rose, and the reason why I took a particular interest in it is because of the fact that they actually had evidence that they presented to me in my office that actually disproved the conviction. So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's. Not to mention there was 0 fingerprints on the actual magazine, and also too, as you said, 0.01% chance. Also, there's been ring footage that's been obtained that actually disproves the whole dance. Megan, I actually reached out today to Gavin Newsom's office, and we are requesting an emergency meeting.
So Luna, who did it?
You know, Chris, that's not for me to weigh in, and that's definitely for the judge and the jury. But what I will tell you is based on the evidence that we have, the evidence that we have says that he wasn't the guy.
What's the evidence they have now? You said the ring camera?
She said the ring camera. She said that she talked about the DNA, that there were 4 people's DNA found on the gun.
People knew that. That's why it was inconclusive.
Yeah, and I think that when people talk about this whole DNA thing, they need to understand that inconclusive means that, yeah, they weren't able to fully rule him. I mean, they weren't able to fully say he 100% had the gun, but they weren't able to rule him out either. So it doesn't make it that he didn't have it. It leaves it open. It's inconclusive.
Yeah, I don't remember them saying 4 people. I just remember them saying it was a male and a female.
Yeah, she's saying 4. She said a lot of things. 'Cause even that ring camera thing, they had an eyewitness that testified about, different things as well too. There's a lot of things that you can debunk in what she's saying or throw information back at what she's saying. But I think overall, a judge ruled that Tory Lanez was guilty. And until it is back in front of a judge and there's anything else that is said, who are we to be making Megan Thee Stallion's life horrible because of what's happened? Regardless of how you feel, I think it should be left up to a court. Now, there's a TikToker online who said the gist of what I just said. No, look, so this TikToker, she went online and she's like, look, y'all out here arguing about this Tory Lanez thing, and she threw this at Tory's team. She said, take it to a judge. Don't bring it to us online. Don't have press conferences. Take it to a judge.
It's that simple. And I said this earlier this week. Like, we're acting like this didn't go through a court of law. Like, it was a due process. It was weeks and weeks of testimony. It was evidence that was presented. I don't understand how all of that can happen. But then one random person in a car says, I overheard somebody say something. And everybody just rushes to just, act like what happened in court isn't true. And by the way, I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. I'm just telling you that this is what played out in court.
And then he just saying this is what he heard. He just now said this is what he heard.
And he heard all of this while the trial was going on. Why didn't you say something then?
Right. Well, okay, so Siza commented. The reason why this TikToker's video is kind of everywhere right now is because Siza came in and commented in defense of Megan Thee Stallion. She said the density in response to the video. She said, I'm actually so shocked, and so is in all caps, at the amount of people fully comfortable with bullying a woman that's proven to be a victim of assault. Like, out loud, where other people can see you. Like, you finna be stupid out loud, and she capitalized out loud. So
I just don't understand how all the evidence and testimony that happened in a court of law weighs less than just some guy who said I overheard her say X, Y, and Z. I don't understand why people's brains work like that. I'd rather listen to this person who said they overheard something, but didn't feel like it was urgent enough to say it while the trial was happening. But now he speaks out, and you just agree with him as opposed to everything you hear in court. I'd rather you just shut up and not say nothing and not be on any side. It makes no sense. It only makes sense online.
Could it be Tory got stabbed and he's like, you know what? This has gone too far. Let me say what I heard 4 or 5 years ago.
But you should have said it while the trial was happening.
But that's what I'm saying,
Well, he's alleging that he was put in a bad position by his attorneys at that time and he couldn't.
And who got this ring? Who house got the ring camera footage?
I'm not for sure.
That's my people are just saying stuff.
It's all kinds. Like, do people know where they was? Like where they was at? Where this whole thing started?
Yeah, they were outside of the party. It was like 4:30 in the morning. They were in the place.
I know, but whose house? Is it out there? Whose house it was?
And if that lady saw ring camera footage, where is the footage? Like, people just be throwing stuff online and folks just run towards it and gravitate towards it and repeat it and use it to justify how they feel.
Because apparently, like, allegedly they were at a big celebrity's house.
Yeah. And
having fun.
Yeah, one of the Jenners, and then they left. Kylie.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. I just, all I'm saying is that if Tory feels like he was wronged, he can take it to court. That is his right to do so. But I think.
How do you take it to court? How? You were in court.
They can attempt. They've been attempting. They write letters to the judges. There's things that you can do to attempt to get get a judge to reconsider, just do that. But I think people's main thing is like, until that's done, please let's back off of making a person's life miserable, because all we got right now is what was ruled on, and we're gonna leave it there.